All right, in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about how to create a market report for your clients for mailers. When you're on Century21Center.career site and you go into the agent portal, under agent resources, there is a section called marketing. If you click on that image, there's going to be 3 documents on the right-hand side. The first is a trifold template. When you click on that, it is going to be a template that looks like this. So it does need some editing on your end, and I'm happy to help you with that if you provide me the content in which you want put in here. So this template, what we're going to talk about is how to get this data and then how to get these articles. This whole section should be a section about you, your business, who you are as a person, and then a call to action, meaning directing people to a website, to text you, to call you, something of that nature. So I want to jump into the Northwest MLS and talk about InfoSparks. This is an area that people tend to not use very often, and it's a really fun tool. So when you log into the MLS, there is a tab that says News and Stats. InfoSparks is typically all the way at the right-hand side, but right now COVID-19 is over there, which is a great tab to go research as well. But InfoSparks is where we're heading today. When you open InfoSparks, it's always going to load in a graph like this. You can use this button here to toggle and change it to a bar graph. Right now, what we're looking at is the median sales price for the entire MLS. So I'm going to change this, and we're going to use Bothell as our example today. So I'm going to type in Bothell, and it's going to show me the information. So currently, median sale price is down 5.8% in Bothell. Let's compare Bothell to another city. Let's try Linwood. So when you type, you can keep adding bars, and then if we compare it to the entire MLS, let's say I wanted to take the entire MLS off, I just hit that X button, and now we're just comparing Bothell to Linwood. So as you can see, Linwood sales prices are up just a little bit, 0.5%. Let's go ahead and look at their closed sales. Closed sales are down in both Bothell and in Linwood. Days on market is up from a previous year. There's some other options down here that we can look at that I think are good. The price per square footage, that's up in Linwood, down in Bothell. So this is very general, the whole city of Bothell, the whole city of Linwood. You can get some really good information here. We could change this over to a line graph so that it's charting it that way, whichever one you're most accustomed to reading, or you think your clients are most accustomed to reading as well. So there's a couple of things I want to point out. This is February of 2020 data. So what that means is it's comparing February of this year to the same time last year. These reports update about 5 to 10 days at the most after the month is new month is in. So for March's report, we should see that by the 5th, 6th, 7th of April. So I want to show you how to really narrow this in. And this is really just for market reports. There's all kinds of information that you can learn on InfoSparks, but I want to really narrow it in by hitting this My Areas button up in the top right-hand corner. When you do that, it pops open a new window, and I'm going to type in Bothell. And then I'm going to zoom into Bothell. I'm going to go find a specific neighborhood, and I'm going to really give some information about that neighborhood comparative to the entire city of Bothell. So I'm going to use this tool here to just click into the neighborhood that I want to do this review on. Once it's highlighted here, I hit the Save button. You do have to write something in here. You have to save this as some kind of draft. So I'm going to say, oops, Bothell test. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Once you hit save, this little green section pops up, and you can hit the button that says see stats. It's going to take us back to InfoSparks, and I'm going to change this for my own, the way that I like to view things. This is showing that there's been a small increase in sales price. Price per square footage then should reflect the same, I would assume. Actually, the price per square foot's down a little bit, so that's interesting. Let's look at the average sales price. That's up a little bit. Days on market, it's taking a little bit longer to sell these things, but they are still selling higher than they were the previous year. I'm going to compare this now to the entire city of Bothell. Oops. There we go. And sometimes my box gets stuck, and so we troubleshoot around that. So my little area that I did is showing up in this blue. Bothell is in the green. So you can see if I was farming that neighborhood, I have a huge talking point here to say that, hey, Bothell as a whole is down, but your neighborhood is up. How many homes are for sale? There's 280 homes for sale in Bothell, only 2 in that neighborhood. So that is a big deal. Like the percentage of people listing in that neighborhood is way, way down from the previous year. So this is just an idea of some things that you can do. If you don't know about Snipping Tool, you just type it into your bar here, Snipping Tool. Every computer comes with it. Macs come with something different. I save it to my bar because I use it all of the time. But go into Snipping Tool and hit New, and then I can just click and drag and take a picture of this information and drop that into any kind of a market report. The other thing you can do with these is, I don't want to save it, is share it. So if I hit share, there's a couple of different options. I can do a static data share, which means it's going to be exactly as I ran it to be. I can do a live, which would update the latest information. So if someone clicked on this link in April, they'll get March's information. I could create this as a PDF, share it to social media. I can get an embedding code on this, so I can put it into my website. All kinds of information that you can do here, all from that share button. So what I want you to really know is that when we're looking at pulling data for here, this is a great opportunity to do it. It also gives you some really good talking points about what's going on in the market. The other thing is how you can learn more about InfoSparks. There is a user manual and facts and questions button up here. There's some really good videos in here, and it also gives you a really good tutorial on how to look over different price ranges, houses that have 4 bedrooms versus 3 bedrooms, all kinds of information. What I'm giving you is a really quick snapshot. So then I want to talk about the inside of this market report in here, these articles. So this template was created in 2018, as you can see. So there's some editing that needs to be done, but I want you to know that these articles are available for you. You don't have to write your own information. And so I want to show you where that is. Also in Century 21 Center.careers, under the agent resources, in marketing, you will see marketing topics. When you click on the marketing topics button, it's going to bring you to a whole bunch of articles. Things from keeping your home safe to ways to boost your value, 6 tips to get ready for fall, there's summer hacks, safety while you're on vacation, should you downsize. Another really great opportunity right now is to talk about what's going on in the world. Like, is it the time to list? Or are you thinking of selling? Here's some things you can do while we are under a stay home, stay healthy order. So there's just a lot of opportunity here. I'm going to update some of these articles and get more information on some additional articles on this site as well. And then if you're really wanting to write your own content, but you're kind of stuck, there is a blogging ideas button, and when you click on that, it's just a whole bunch of different ideas where you would really need to create the content, but it might jog your head as to, oh yeah, I could write about that. Another thing I want to show you about InfoSparks is where you can find additional resources. So again, we found InfoSparks by going to the MLS homepage, News and Stats, InfoSparks. But if you go to classes, these are the classes that are available from the Northwest MLS. But if you click on this button that says More Training, you will find that there are some downloadable PDF user guides, but then there's also tutorials and webinars. So if I click on the InfoSpark and Fast Stats, you'll see that there's a couple of very short videos and then a longer video. And then if I hit training tips, there's even a little bit more information to go through. So I believe that this is a really great tool that's underutilized, and I would highly recommend you spend some time reviewing it. Also in the marketing, the Century 21 Center.careers agent resources, marketing, there will be a digital marketing report that you can use the data from InfoSparks to edit. This is what it looks like. And what we recommend is that you insert the signature line that we've provided for you. If you're having trouble doing that, let us know and we will create it for you. What you'll notice here is that you want to insert the city in which you're doing the report for, or the specific neighborhood here. And then you're going to want to take the data points and add them here. For example, on this one, it was in Linwood, and the new listings are down 18% in February, but the showings per listings are up. So this is a really big deal. It tells me that there are buyers out there who are buying, and the sales price was up 1.9%. So what I think would be really cool is to do this type of a report for Linwood, use my snipping tool, and post it to social media. This could go on Instagram. It could go on Facebook. It could go on LinkedIn. It could be an email campaign. There's all kinds of things you could do. You could also then talk about what these numbers mean. What does it mean that the new listings are down 18% but showings are up? Now, of course, we know that for March, numbers are going to be a little bit wonky considering the coronavirus, but it gives us an opportunity to talk about the market and show how educated we are about what these numbers mean. So I hope that you'll take advantage of this report as well and find ways to utilize it in your everyday marketing.